I don't know about you, but we are planning a big weekend with Dad for Father's Day.
Yeah, and I know my husband loves to grill, and we're always looking for healthy cuts of meat to grill. So today, Allison Reed, a registered dietitian with Spartan Stores, is here with us. I ask these questions all the time. I was just at D&W this past weekend. Looking for some meat to put on the grill.
Well, and we all know that usually most of the men that I know are carnivores. And so, you know, Father's Day comes around and it's like, I want to grill, right? So, so I brought 3 different cuts of meat that are lean cuts of meat that are actually on sale. This week, leading into Father's Day at Family Fare.
Nice. Okay, because we want to be healthy too. We grill often because we want to be health conscious and it tastes good.
Well, of course.
But also, you gotta think about selection.
Yes, you do. And so we'll be talking about the aspects that you'll be looking for to find those lean meats. So the first thing that you want to do is look for what kind of cut. This is the verbiage on the label, okay? So there's 3 different things. I like to do the 3 rule of thumb. So you have loin, breast, or round. So anything that says loin, like tenderloin or sirloin, breast, like chicken or turkey breast, and then round, it could be top round, bottom round, eye of round. Okay, so those are going to be your leaner cuts.
Okay.
And then a grind, did you know what the number stood for in the grind? Like when it says 80-20, 90-10.
I see them on there. I look for the leanest combination. I'm not sure what they stand for, to tell you the truth.
Well, the first number is the percent lean in the meat, in the grind, and the second is the percent fat. So the higher the first number, the leaner the grind, the lower the first number, the, you know, fattier the grind. So
and some people actually choose things that have a little bit fattier content because they say there's a better taste. Of course, that's fine too, but if you want to be health conscious, those are some of the things that you have to watch for, right?
Well, and you know that you bring up a very good point, because true that the leaner meats tend not to be as tender naturally, but we can get around that a little bit if we choose a lean cut of meat. You see this, like this chicken breast here.
Right here.
You see how it's kind of thick on one side and then you tend to get thinner toward the other side. That happens often. This is just a small piece of the original breast that I cut off, so you don't see as much of it there, but what you can do is you can pound that out to make it uniform in thickness. Then it cooks evenly, and you don't have to worry about a really thick, you know, cooking to the center of a really thick part and then getting really dried out around the edges. So that can help. The other thing that can help is a marinade. Or, you know, mechanically tenderizing it, like I said.
Okay.
So that can help to make it juicier, cook up so it's more tender too.
You got steak in the middle here, and that interests me because even last night, last weekend, we had steak. We love it. And what do you need to look for in a steak? Because I go to the store, I usually ask the person at the counter, which is always an option too. But there are so many different types of steak.
There are. So one of the things that you'll look for is visible signs of fat. So is there marbling going through it? How much marbling? So the more marbling, the more white that's traveling through the center of the cut, the fattier it's going to be. The less marbling, the leaner it's going to be. The other thing is around the edges here. You can see that's visible fat. So then what can you do? You can trim the edges. Yep, trim it off. The other thing is the cooking method. So, you know, like I said, guys like to get out there and grill. That's actually great because the fat drips away and it's not staying there. So you don't have to cook in a frying pan with oil. You know, another good point is that meat usually has enough fat in it, even if it's lean, so that it won't stick to the pan if you don't put oil. So you don't have to put oil.
So, okay, I have a question because I know so many people are going to be grilling this weekend with their dads, and I'm sure I will be too, but I'm always amazed about the portion sizes. Okay, these look really small to me. I mean, I know that myself, I can eat twice this much. So talk to us about portion sizes. What is the right size?
Yeah, it's not how much you can eat, but how much you should eat, right?
Okay.
So I always say a rule of thumb is about the size of a deck of cards is 3 ounces. Try to stay between 3 to 4 ounces per sitting. Focus on your vegetables first, and then you'll be surprised with you're satisfied with a 3 to 4 ounce cut of meat. And that way you can have it more than just one time during the day. Why don't we grill for lunch and for dinner, and then you can have it twice.
We'll
right?
throw a bunch of stuff on and then stick it in the refrigerator so we can just heat it up later in the day or the next day.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to let everyone know is that the boneless, skinless chicken breast is actually on a price freeze for the entire summer.
Oh, great.
$1.88 a pound is just...
So stack up because it's great in the freezer.
Absolutely.
You can just kind of pull it out after that.
And it's something that you could do on a weekly basis, too. You don't have to stock up right now because it's frozen. You know, the price is frozen throughout the summer.
Right. Okay. So another thing, we need to be conscious of our marinades, the things we're using. This is some great information, Allison. We appreciate it. And happy grilling to you this weekend.
Thank you.
And Jordan.
Thank you. You
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
We'll be right back.